start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. My name is Pat Heinrich. I'm the school district clerk, and I was delegated to call this meeting to order and hope we're going to reorganize this board tonight, and there'll be a chair taking over. I will tell you that Carol Lang, Chuck Moore, and Valerie Pellegrino are excused. And the first item of business is then reorganization. That was the first item of business. At 7 o'clock, they shut that down. So what is the pleasure of the Budget Committee regarding reorganization? Mr. Stan?
I will volunteer to be chairman if that's agreeable to everybody.
Second.
Is that agreeable with the committee? Is that how you'd like to proceed? That works for me, if it works for you. All those in favor of the... Mr. Barnes, Rick.
I was just going to say, Stan's been chairman before. He did a decent job, so, for the newer members, I think he'd make an excellent choice if he's willing to do it again.
Hi, I didn't see you come in. Okay, let's vote on the motion, please, or the nomination, if you will, or the volunteering. Is everybody all set with that? All those in favor?
Aye.
That looks unanimous to me.
Thank you, Stan.
You're it.
Thank you all. Whoa, somebody's got a mic on somewhere. First of all, well, maybe it's just too sensitive. Okay. First of all, I'd like to personally thank our school district clerk, who also happens to be my wife, for running the last couple of meetings. And I think she looks forward to just getting back and sitting behind the computer and taking minutes and offering suggestions when she can. The next thing on the agenda is to elect a vice chair. And just as a point of clarification, on nominations, they do not need to be seconded. And I don't see anybody's hand raised. I will nominate Rick Barnes to be the vice chair. Do you accept the nomination, Mr. Barnes?
Yes. Everybody else wants to do it.
Are there any other nominations for the position of vice chair?
I was just going to second the motion. Or the
You don't
second
even have to.
nomination. Oh, yeah, that's right. You said you
I'm
don't.
going to
but
ask
that's
one
fine.
more time, are there any other nominations for vice chair? Seeing none, we will vote on electing Rick Barnes. All those in favor of Rick Barnes as vice chair, please raise your hand.
Aye.
It was unanimous. Congratulations, Rick. You get that extra 50% in your paycheck. Up next on the agenda is the process to fill the open seat. In front of you, you have 2 letters of interest, and 2 people have responded that are interested. I will read the names into the record. I'm not going to read the whole letter. You have it to read it in front of you. The first one is from a Mr. Mark Gomes Caceres, and I hope I didn't destroy that name.
That's close enough.
That's cool. How is it pronounced, sir?
Caceres.
Caceres, okay. He's from 11 Windsor Drive. I assume he is a registered voter because our school district clerk usually checks on those things. The second individual who has sent a letter of interest is David Ilg. And interestingly enough, he's from 11 Ministerial Drive. Neither person was asked to be here tonight because we decided at the last meeting we were going to wait, get these, have a chance to digest this information, and figure out this evening, hopefully, when we will meet again to interview the two people who were interested, and then make a decision on which one we would like to have come on the Budget Committee for the one-year term until the next election. And I hope you're not offended by the fact we're not doing interviews tonight. Okay. Okay. How much time do you feel we will need before we call a meeting to do this? And I would like to give just a suggestion. We normally meet in October to do the previous year's budget review with Matt Chevino. We could do it then, or we could hold a meeting to just do filling the open seat. Does anybody have any thoughts?
That meeting would be a chance to interview the two candidates, or to...
That would be to chat with both candidates, have discussion, and then hopefully take a vote so that that person could be seated on the Budget Committee forthwith. Do you want to hold a special meeting dedicated just to that?
Is that necessary? Can we cover both in the same meeting normally?
Well, unless we're going to question the two applicants to death, I would think we could.
Okay. I would
Because
prefer that.
usually the review that Matt provides, it takes a little bit of time, but it's not that time-consuming.
I prefer one meeting to handle both.
Okay, work smarter, not harder. And, yes,
I have a
Kevin.
question. So when we say interview, are these interviews in the sense of full job interview? Are they
Well,
open, public?
What
or are
we
they
do is
closed, or are they-
the applicant comes up to the table over there and makes their little brief presentation of what they might want to tell us. We have questions from members of the committee, and we do that for both people. It has to be done in public because we're elected officials. And he would be technically an elected official. And then we vote on it, and assuming we come to a decision that evening, then that person will be sworn in as a member and could take a seat on the committee immediately. All right. What I will do then is I will get together with Matt and find out what day he's going to have the report ready. I'm positive it's going to be sometime in October. And then we will notify the two applicants as to what time and date that will be. It will probably be on a Tuesday night, which is what we usually meet on. Now we come to other. Does anybody have any other items of interest or concern or suggestions that they would like to discuss. Okay, well, I guess we're quiet. Mr. Cummings.
Just a question, Stan, from your experience, you might, we have at least one person here that wasn't here last time, maybe from your perspective, maybe just kind of give an overview in terms of what to expect, in terms of, in terms of time, in terms of where the schedule falls
Okay.
heaviest and so on, that might
Alrighty.
help, and also for the public.
We review the past budget in October. At that point in time, we'll be getting our liaison assignments that you'll get a form to fill out to request what you might want to review for a budget. We meet with each department head, and we assign a group of 2 or 3 people to meet with them, have a one-on-one meeting. The school board starts reviewing their the budget that will be passed off to us, and if you want to go to their meetings and hear what they have to say, you can. Last year, there were written questions submitted in advance. My understanding is, I believe, that probably will happen this year, but not necessarily. Then in January, mid-January, we start meeting in earnest to go over the budgets, review them with the department heads, with the whole committee. Then at the end of January, beginning of February, we will vote on recommending the budget, making adjustments to the budget, whether it be up or down, and then whether we're going to recommend individual warrant articles. And there's going to be, I believe, a few of them this year. One of them will probably be a labor contract with the support staff, because that's up for renewal. And I believe there'll be some other ones that could be considered. Then we have a public hearing. Usually it's around Valentine's Day, a little bit before, a little bit after. And that date gets dictated by the state because of our meeting schedule. Then after the public hearing, we get a nice 2-week vacation, unpaid, and then we go to school district meeting and participate there. And then when the school district deliberative session concludes, we will then have a meeting at the site to vote on recommendations of any changes that may have occurred at deliberative session on moneyed warrant articles that is our purview, and to decide whether we're still going to recommend it or not recommend it. In the case of a labor contract, there isn't much you can really do to labor contracts without incurring an unfair labor practice. It goes to the voters no matter what happens. And we go from there. And there is a training session coming up, or has come up. I believe 1 or 2 people have signed up. And that's the way it works. And then we're done until after the elections. Most of our meetings are on Tuesday night. We work in a couple of snow days in case that school's closed and we can't get in the building. All of our meetings will be here, and we generally start at 7 o'clock. We might start early if we have to, if it was a very heavy night. And after that, it's vacation time again.
Stan, did you say that the next meeting we're going to review last year's budget? Is that, or?
Yeah, it's an overview of the budget as to the overages, the underages, how much surplus there may have been, where they ran into certain problems. And that gives us an idea of what we're going to be looking at the upcoming budget. and it lets us know what's going on, what happened. A long time ago, there was a period of time where we were almost reviewing the budget as it was being spent. And some people wanted to meet monthly, but that didn't work out. You know, we do have bottom line authority, but meeting monthly was kind of cumbersome just to review the numbers for a few days. If somebody's interested in something like that, they get a hold of me, I get a hold of Matt. Matt can email you a copy of it, and you can read it on your own, and then if you have questions, we go through the channels, which is normally, if you have questions of administration regarding the budget, you want to give me a call, and then I will call them, and that way they don't have 6 or 7 or 8 people calling them out of the clear blue sky. And they can work smarter, not harder. And the other thing was the member list that you got handed out tonight. I would ask that you look at it and make sure the information about you is correct. And if it isn't, please let Pat know. And I think Rick was just telling Pat that you're at 55 Lawrence Road, right? Okay. Oh, that wouldn't be good. He wouldn't have that nice turn on the road there. Any other items of interest? Yes, Bill?
I'll just keep the suggestions coming. I just thought it might be
That's not a
good,
problem.
because some of us are new, if we introduce ourselves and say why we're
I think
here.
that's an excellent idea.
Should we start ladies first?
Cinda, why don't you start off?
Hi, my name is Cinda Guayumi. I'm the school board liaison to the budget committee. I had served on the budget committee over the last 3 years. I finished my 3-year term with this last year, having served as the chairman. So I'm thrilled to be back as the school board liaison. It's nice to see everybody.
And it's good to see your face here, too.
Well, thank you,
And congratulations on your election to the school board.
and thank you again. Thanks.
I'm Bill Cummings. This is my 3rd term on the Budget Committee, year number 7. Not sure if I'm going to run again, but it's been a lot of fun. Very, very educational. Really learn a lot about the school district. That's why I encourage people I know to run. So, anyway, glad to be here. Nice to see new faces. Thank you for stepping up.
John Hanson, one of the new faces, encouraged to run by Jody, yeah, right. So there we go. Just trying to learn the ropes of what's going on and looking forward to the training that's going to be offered for it.
Shelley Jacoby. I've been encouraged a couple of times to run, once by Bill and once by Chris Ortega. So thank you for the persistence. We have a 10-year-old and 14-year-old, 2 girls in the school system, so we're very much involved. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited to learn about it and spend quality time in the training with you. So it should be good. I'm very excited to be here.
Rick Barnes, I've been on the budget committee, feels like a million years now. 2 terms, and then I was appointed twice to fill in vacancies, and now I'm in my 3rd elected term on the committee. I'm also on the library trustees, so if anybody has library questions, you come to me. So, and I do have 2 children in the system.
And your wife is on the school board.
Yes, and my wife is on the school board as well.
Pat, you get to participate in this, too. Filling in for Pat Heinrich. That is Pat Heinrich. She is the school district clerk. She is also our minute taker, and she is the clerk for the School Planning and Building Committee, and she's been doing those jobs since dirt. And does a darn good job at it. Yeah, you get your lobster dinner, don't worry.
I'm Chuck Scarda. This is year 3 for me. And it was quite a steep learning curve, too. There's a lot of things that go on. Looking forward to this year to be able to participate more and more of a track history of what happened in the last couple of years and to contribute more. So.
I'm Kevin Bobbitt. I was encouraged by Mr. Ortega as well. He seems to have his tentacles out and talk to lots of people. But I also currently serve on the Teacher Performance Evaluation Committee, TPEC as we know it. So I work there. I serve on the soccer board in town. 2 kids in school, 5th grade and a freshman. So this is, high school is making me nervous just being here, you know. What else? Oh, my wife works at Reed's Ferry as an administrative assistant in the front office as well. So happy to be here. Anxious to learn more about the school system, how it all works, and it just seems like a great way to figure all that out. So it all starts with the money, right?
Which we get paid a lot. I'm Stan Heinrich. I've been on the Municipal Budget Committee and the School District Budget Committee since 1987. I don't remember how many times I've been reelected, but I keep getting reelected, and I enjoy it. My 5 children have graduated from the Merrimack school system, and if my dog could go to school here, she would too. And I'm very interested in the school system, even though all my kids are out of it, because I want to see kids get a proper education, and to do that, we have to see that they're properly funded so that we can do that for them. And I look forward to being the chair this year. I've done it a few times before, and we should have a good budget season. And just for those people that are absent, just to let you know, Lisa Mooney, this is her 3rd year, I believe, on the second year on the Budget Committee. Chuck Mower is new to the Budget Committee this year, but he has been on the Budget Committee beforehand and was also on the school board and was also a selectman. Valerie Pellegrino was on the Municipal Budget Committee for a number of years and then retired from it and then just came back on to the committee. Carol Lang has been on the committee for upwards of 10 years. And now, it is time for public participation. Is there any member of the public that would like to speak about anything to the Budget Committee?
No, I'll pass, thank you.
Okay. Well, we will look forward to seeing you in our meeting in October, and you will get notified probably by phone and in writing.
Very good, thank you.
Anything else?
Motion to adjourn, sir.
And a second by Mr. Barnes. All those in favor of adjournment? Thank you all very much. Have a lovely evening, and if you would return your nameplates over here, we would most appreciate it. And good night.
That location for injured orphans.